Welcome. We are live. Should I say I? Whew. It is a Saturday Night Live with Ziggy Now. Tonight, I got a great content to share with you. We're going to talk about the Chantilly show. I actually have some pictures from Chantilly I'm going to share with you. A great story about a deal that I made with one of the biggest influencers in the sports card hobby. Let me turn off this freaking notifications here. Um, I made a deal with one of the biggest sports card influencers in the hobby. I'll share that with you. But before I do that, I do want to get into the breaking news for the day, the biggest news for me. What's up, Sensi Domino? Appreciate you being here. Biggest news of the day. It made me feel good to hear this news. It was on Sports Card Radio, and I'll give you a little background why I enjoy this news. But before I do that, let me just say this. I shouldn't enjoy it. I guess I feel good because I feel vindicated. I feel like finally I'm right about something. And being right isn't necessarily a good thing. Let me share my screen. And forgive me, I need to figure how can I present so that I can see at the same time what I'm presenting. Like when I present right now, I'm completely blind. I'm going to go into the share screen mode, and then I go ahead and share the entire screen. Click on that, hit share, and then pop over here. Okay, so let's start here, man. I love this. This is Sports Card Radio. Cheers to Sports Card Radio. Let me just say this too. The next time Sports Card Radio goes live, I'm definitely going to make a donation to them for this great work on putting a spotlight on, in my opinion, some of the biggest cockroaches in the hobby. And you know, it's funny. I almost was starting to think differently about the Card Ladder team. Maybe things have changed, but this vindicates me. Again, this is a message Sports Card Radio video here. This is earlier today. And in there, I don't know who this resource is, but basically calls out that this Zaringo is bad. It's for stealing cards. He wants to nominate all the ass clowns that gave him positioning to rake everyone. The elite card ladder, the elite entitled, I don't know, what's that, Intete? Card ladder team, Carvin, Christina, Steve, Kevin, Chris Hoge. I don't know who Carvin is. Is Carvin the guy who was like been on Sports Card Live? Here's the thing I'll share with you. Card Ladder guys, Josh and Chris Hoge, are two of the most networked people in sports cards today. Every influencer knows who they are. Every influencer knows who they are. And those who know who they are either love them and leverage them, or they don't say a thing about them. But they are not negative on Chris or Josh. There's not a single person out there who calls Chris and Josh out except for me. I'll even say Sports Card Radio, this is the first time you've put a light on the cockroaches in the hobby. And the reason I say that, guys, people are watching right now and going, oh, Ziggy, you're just bitter. These guys started scamming people in 2019. I say the word scamming because at the time, Josh Johnson was an author of several books he was selling on sports cards. He was trying to get people to buy his book. And he had a class on how to buy and sell sports cards. It was howtocollect.com. And Chris Hoge was his reference, his friend who swore about how Josh was the best guy to go to pay for a class. I think it was like $200, a paid class in 1999. Fine, 1999. 2019. And anyway, again, that's fine. Do what you want to do there. What I give them criticism for is when they launched Card Ladder in 2020, and both of them were on what's his name show, Jeff Wilson's show prior to that. They both were on Jeff Wilson's show in the spring of 2020. They, in June of 2020, launched Card Ladder, saying that's not a competitive solution. They badmouth the Market Movers team, Jeff Wilson. Again, I'm not here to defend Jeff. F Jeff. That's not about Jeff. But these two grifters went out and started targeting people. And my favorite thing, here's what they're guilty of. They were selling picks. At the same time, they're using Card Ladder and using the score to move the picks up and down. And I caught them doing it specifically in July when they had, I think it was TJ Warren's card, number one in the Card Ladder. And I said, why is number one in the Card Ladder? And someone had pointed out to me it was on one of their picks that Josh Wilson was selling. I think it was $15, $20 a week. Again, I don't care if he was doing it, but he never disclosed the fact that Chris and Josh were selling a class on how to collect and selling picks. At the same time, they were using Card Ladder and the card scamming algorithm, that predictive scoring and that Card Ladder score. They were using that to move their cards up and down. And again, this is no different. We heard about slab stocks having issues in 2018, 2019 with, I guess, pumping and dumping in a newsletter. I will say the card ladder guys a little more devious because, again, like I said, they use influencers to go after other influencers like myself. And I can list you, I can tell you so many influencers who are basically on the card ladder take because I'm Carlos. He's a card ladder guy. He'll tell you, isn't like, I don't like Chris on card ladder. You had Chris on card ladder on 4 times on your channel, and you did it at the minimum because you were feeding off of them. You wanted their viewers, you wanted their likes, you wanted their subscribers. And most of the guys do the same thing. They go, oh, here's another great one. The sports card therapist, that guy is basically a spinoff of Card Ladder. He's a Card Ladder spinoff. He had Card Ladder on his show for like 4 times in the first season of his show. Why? Because, again, he's feeding off them. The Sports Card Dad, another one, Card Ladder fan, because he was on the feed with Card Ladder. It's nothing. Card Ladder would then curate the content creators that they liked in their Card Ladder feed, basically the ones that were on the take with them. This team of Card Ladder, nothing but a bunch of shady actors, shady characters. We should have called them out a long time ago, but no one has. I'm so glad that someone's saying this. And again, the point that this guy makes is that, again, what Chris loves to do, he went on both Sports Card Anonymous, and then he got blasted on that show, and he hasn't been on since then because when he goes online, he gets blasted because he hides. He tells people, oh, send me your comments. Let me give me your feedback. But he blocks half the people. He's just like the great curator. Guys who will tell you to give me your feedback. I'm listening to you. And they're full of crap, completely full of crap. Okay, I've gone too long on this. I do want to share with you guys. Check this out. Check this out. Hoping you guys can see this right now. Chantilly last week. A few comments. I thought this was awesome. Getting the autographs of these players, the best part of this, to be brutally honest, is if you have a kid and your kid's into the player, get your kid to go with you. It's a bonding experience for you and your son or daughter to go. The athletes really react really well with the kids. For example, when I met Micah Parsons, he looked at me like, what the hell are you doing here, you old white man? And I thought to myself, I would think the same thing. But if my kids were there, I think he'd be a lot more engaging. And I saw them engage with kids. Tyreek Hill was by far the best athlete at that show on Saturday that I saw interacting with the kids. Fist bumping, high-fiving. I think he gave some extra autographs. I'm not going to say he did, but I'm going to say he did extra things for them. He just went out of his way to make the kids that went in line feel special. And I thought that was awesome. It made me a bigger fan of his, by the way. Other ones did the same thing. Here's just a picture, kind of the room. And again, seeing kind of the kid experiences with these kids coming in. I think this is Tyreek Hill to the right, and this is his bodyguard or whatever watching him. I want to point out something real quickly here. Notice that his mat, these are white mats, this regular mat. You're going to see something different here in a moment. Okay, so here is Justin Jefferson, I believe. Some of these guys had one guy, CeeDee Lamb, had a hood on, so it's hard to even see him. But I was super excited that I was able to get these pictures, by the way. Thank you to the CSA staff over there for letting me go behind the scenes and take some pictures. I'm looking forward to doing this next time. I'm going to do a little more, maybe get some pictures from some of the hobbyist people that come through. I met a guy who was getting autographs. He had 2 seats from the Cowboys Stadium that he was getting autographed. I thought that was absolutely amazing to see. That's real collector, real cool stuff. Who else here I got? Okay, here's a picture, kind of the room. Again, very busy, and there was spillover in the sports cards. What's great is that you could go in the sports card area, find cards you want to come here, get autograph, memorabilia, helmets. Mini helmets were a very big thing, and then custom pieces. I saw a lot of people getting custom pieces autographed, and mini helmets are probably the most popular retail item I saw. Not jerseys as much as retail helmets, or the mini helmets. I didn't see many people getting Funko Pops. I was actually shocked by that. I got Funko Pops autographed. That's why I was there. Here is Micah Parsons. Here, what I want to show you right here. Check this out. You see his his table had Fanatics tablecloth. There were a few players that had that, and they would come out and they'd lay out this Fanatics tablecloth, and you see the Fanatics player came out. I thought to myself, I forget. I mean, I know some of them were listed as Fanatics, but I really thought Tyreek Hill was a Fanatics player. And I guess he wasn't, because like I said, he wasn't behind a Fanatics. CeeDee Lamb was not behind a Fanatics thing. And I'm wondering what that meant at the staff and when it went for the player. Like their agent must have been told, hey, when you have pictures of this guy, I want a picture with him and the Fanatics there. I mean, that's clearly an endorsement for Micah Parsons and Fanatics right there. So anyway, just something I thought I'd give some thoughts on. I'm going to go back in a minute and share a story on my my sports card deal. But yeah, that was Tyreek Hill, because that was the picture there. I took an angle from there. let's go back to, let me go back here. Let me stop and see who's in the live. Anybody out there? Thanks for coming. Vintage Baseball Packs. Thanks for being here, man. David, is it really one big good old boys network? Sadly, it is. And the fact that is the one piece of optimism that I hold Fanatics might be able to crush. Where the good boy industry really is in that distribution and access to product. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Let me give you a quick story. Blowout Cards, I knew one of the employees there who told me when first off the line back the first year, 2017, when Prism crashed on the servers, Blowout Cards got a call from Panini telling me, hey, the server was back up and go ahead and buy the rest of the first off the line. The reason I'm telling you that story is that's an inside information that was given to certain people in the hobby. Blowout Cards, David Adams probably got the call, I don't know, other distributors to, hey, we've got the extra product, buy it. That was very common practice, right? Because basically the manufacturers are making it and they're trying to get rid of it as fast as they could. And then it really was for the distributors to control the illusion of what is a good product and what is not. Not a good product, they'd make you buy so much not good product to get access to good product. So that good boy network has always been there. You do me a favor, I'll do you a favor. In fact, I look at the Chris Hoge thing. I mean, think about this. I wouldn't be the least bit shocked. And this is what bothers me, guys. The card letter guys came to power, right? Their card letter app became so excited and everybody loved it because most of it was an FU to market movers. People were like, I don't like Jeff Wilson, so I'll go with card letter because they're the Rebel Alliance. Meanwhile, card letter guys didn't give a shit about you, and they sold something that I think is absolute bullshit. No one's ever audited their data. Their data could be absolutely false. No third parties come in. It's the fact that they don't use eBay data, which market movers did at the time. I could always validate market movers. You couldn't validate card letter data. That concerned me. They're using these scoring algorithms, moving stuff up and down. It just seemed to me like a sham product in the beginning. Anyway, it worked for them because they're friends with, they kissed Nat's butt. They got introduced to Golden. They had Golden on their channel all the time. Again, Golden was not liked in the hobby, guys. Again, let me just stress this. Golden was not liked in the hobby by true collectors, people who had been around for 10 years, right? Or like myself, had done some research. Golden was not liked. But for the new, ignorant lemmings in the hobby, and I'm trying to be nice, which is really what Card Ladder was targeting, right? The hobby box guys, right? The Loyolas, the PSA collector guys. Those people are watching that who thought that was the hobby world. That's who the Card Ladder guys targeted. They got a lot of great influence. And they got a lot of people to buy into that. And where to get them? Well, it got to some guy who apparently, like the sports card radio guys. Why would you send this to Ziggy? Whatever this guy's name. Don't use Ziggy. What's his name? Asshole. Why did they send your cards to Asshole to consign? Why didn't you use some of the major consignment shops? Well, because somebody at Card Letter told you to do it. You can trust Asshole. Asshole's my friend. I'm going to push this button a lot, guys, because I hope other people are putting pressure on the Card Ladder guys. One of my problems with Card Ladder is that they do block everybody so they don't hear the truth. You can't get in the instant message gram where they do, and it's just Card Ladder with the Card Ladder and the chat. No, it's not. It's a specific chat that you filtered and curated so they're friendly chat. And I'll say something. For example, Lucas, Tigers, and Braun, Cage, and Andrew, since you're friends with the Card Ladder guys and you know them and you two have leveraged them for your success, you were one of the first channels that was on their little filtered page of curated YouTube channels. You should push on them. You should say to Chris, come out and let's talk about this. What is your involvement? What did you guys do with that? That's what we need. And I love Sports Card Radio. We're pushing on that. Ziggy, do you think Fanatics acquires Upper Deck? No, absolutely not. Nope. I don't think Fanatics... First of all, I don't think Fanatics wants to not have a competition, right? They need a number two. Upper Deck, I've also heard certain rumors about there's some clause they can't be sold for some reason. I don't know, until maybe some owner dies or something. There's something that prohibits Upper Deck from being sold. I could see the licensing change. Like my thought for the generational change was that Upper Deck was going to sell off or give up, or LeBron was going to move his licenses over to Fanatics. I could see that happening because I could see athletes becoming Fanatics autograph athletes, right? And that's not necessarily sports card. Upper Deck apparently has sports card. It's very strict sports card limitation. Strict sports card control on Michael Jordan and I guess LeBron. So I don't see them buying Upper Deck. I do see Topps coming out with hockey cards next year. If they're not already planned or if they're already doing it, I'm not a hockey person, but I could see them doing that to go after the hockey market because, and I'll say this in another video, Topps is all about taking advantage of this marketplace. They're all about making money. And making money on an ignorant audience or uneducated market is not, and it's not uncommon for a business to do that. Okay, tobacco industry, come on, it's not okay. It's fine. Hey, they didn't know better. And I'll give you, I'll tell you, this bothers me. Influencers know this and they don't do anything about it. Like influencers should do a better job of educating their audiences instead of kissing the ass of the machine up top they're trying to suck the tit off of. And specifically, like I said, I brought up today on Hobby Hotline, we need to call out Fanatics for the bullshit they've done with the Bowman Chrome release of McDonald's and the Bowman baseball, because both of them were misleading in the advertising on who was going to be in there and who was not. Now, I didn't check the checklist before I bought it. I didn't buy either product, right? Because I did look to make sure they were not. But LeBron James Jr. was not in the McDonald's product, and Tom Brady was not in Bowman baseball. He's coming in Bowman draft. And that ignorance that was in the market, I think, hurt many people. And Topps will do the same thing. In fact, I just saw something today. I should pull this up. I think Fanatics is selling tag slabs, which let me applaud Tag. If you struck a deal with Fanatics, that's freaking phenomenal. But again, to the ignorant person coming in who knows nothing about sports cards, I would pay more money for a tag. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I could see an ignorant person coming to sports card and going, tag graded. This is math. I can see the grades. In fact, this is a great video. Anybody listen to this? Think about this. If you're brand new to sports cards and you didn't talk to anybody, didn't research, and you came into Fanatics and you went to Fanatics website and you saw that Tag had slabs there, you're likely to buy them because they're freaking graded. They look nice. They got great slabs. And then you go on the secondary market and find out they hold no value, or I won't say no value, but little value compared to the bullshit graders that are magic wizards who just grade because people like it. And let me just say this. I use PSA. Why? Because of greater value. Be a hypocrite. I know. It's crazy. Okay. I don't want to go too long. I did want to talk about something else coming up. Oh, come here. I want to share this with you. Let me get back in here. Present. Share screen. Got to tell you about the deal I did too. The deal that I did. Bam. Okay. Card ladder guy beat the hell out of that. I want to point out, do you guys know there was 2 years ago today, actually yesterday, the 7th, but I'm going to say the 8th, the 7th, the 8th, 2 years ago, the Topps announced the IPO. Look at this. And Suze broke the news and the stock went up. Look at this. We were all, ooh, yeah, man. Trades under muds right now. The deal is complete and we're turning into TOP, baby. TOP to the top. We're going to the moon, baby. Yeah. That's a joke. 2 years ago, Topps was going to go public. And traders were buying this junk crap product. Muds, by the way, SPACs have been terrible in the industry for the last few years, by the way. SPACs have been absolute garbage because they shortcut the real due diligence for taking company public. If you did the due diligence, Topps was a terrible company to go public. They were in financial ruin and clearly had no visibility. Could you imagine had they gone public and then the license was taken out of them? I mean, think about that. Had they gone public and then weeks later, the license was taken away, I think there probably would have been SEC involvement. I'm not kidding you, man, because shareholders would have been screwed. That's something that someone should think about. That's big news. I bring this up, guys, because this was on Sports Card Daily. Yeah, that's on this channel 2 years ago when I was doing daily content. This was done, I believe we were doing live back then. I can't remember if this was a live or not. In fact, the first live sports card I did was almost 3 years ago, November 10th, 2020. There we are, I think, in a coffee shop doing the first live Sports Card Daily, Sports Card Hobby News, daily content show. Baby, been doing it for almost 3 years now. I'm super excited to do it again. So, got a whole library here too of content where you can just be pulling up from the past, showing you, hey, remember they said this? Remember who said this? This is some great stuff out here, guys. Great stuff. Look at NFT. Let's just check out this. Let's see where this takes me. This was latest alleys. Luca Garza sends an NFT. Think about that. I mean, is this guy even in? No, there's no way people even care about that right now. That's hilarious. What a scam. I mean, not that it was a scam, but what a waste of money. Panini Stars and Stripes. Top loader buyback. Anyway. Okay. So last thing I'll talk about tonight. I don't think I have anything else to talk about, right? That was it. Last thing I talked about tonight is my trade Okay. I'm gonna come off camera for this. I think I want to talk to this. I want to talk this through, man. Okay. So huge trade at the CSA Sports Card Show. And I'll tell you, after I made the trade, I said to this influencer, man, we should have made a video because this shit would have gone viral. And he's like, dude, you're absolutely right. I'm like, let's not talk about it. We'll just keep it between you and me. So I'm going to keep his name out. I'm just going to use a picture later on. But here's how it went down. I got a Julio Rodriguez autograph and Topps update in a break that Vegas Collectibles, Las Vegas Collectibles did on his channel. Shout out to Las Vegas Collectibles, who did a little break update. I got a Julio Rodriguez autograph. Super excited when he pulled it. It's a short print one where it's like crack the bat. It's got the little sticker autograph right in the middle. You're like, yeah. Anyway, he shipped it to me, and I'm sitting there looking up on PSA and everything. The price of the card, right? PSA 10 is like $2,000. I'm like, so I'm not thinking $2,000 PSA, but I am thinking I'm gonna get a PSA 9, right? I should get a PSA 9. So I'm looking at PSA 9 price. I'm even looking at raw prices. Raw prices are like $800, $900 at the time. The card comes in the mail. I'm super excited. I pull the card out. I'm looking it over. I take it home. Looks great to me. Looks gorgeous. I get ready to take it and put it away. And I'm looking on the microscope thing like this, I'm doing this thing like this. There's a huge, like somebody peeled the corner, not the corner, the edge on the left edge. Like if this is right here, this part right here had like this huge factory fidgety. And on the back of that, 2 roller spots. Like it got caught in the thing and the roller thing pressed on it, the fidgety thing. Like there were 3 very distinct damages to the card. And I was disappointed. This had nothing to do with the breaker. It is a factory defect. Now, when I saw it, I thought, that's a bummer. Now, the reality is I probably could send it back to Topps, ask them for a replacement, and maybe you'd get that done. I don't know. I've never done that with Topps. I did do it with Panini. It did work. I had a Panini Silver Prism, Lonzo Ball. I did that on my channel. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just sell the card. I was in the break for less than what the card value was. I just wanted the card cash out. And I'm really not a big fan of Julio Rodriguez, and I was ready to move on. So I will tell you, I tried to sell the card to a few places. I went to 2 local card stores because I thought to both of them, and I said to both of them, look, here's a card. It's damaged. I'm telling you it's damaged. But I'm also thinking you guys, since you have a relationship with Fanatics, like you buy stuff from them, it'd be easy for you to say, hey, I'm going to submit it in my account and they'd give you some update. I would assume that'd be easy. Like, I think that's what local card stores should be able to do is like, you have the relationship. It's kind of like if my car's bad, I go to the Honda dealership and the Honda dealership deals with Honda, right? Because they know Honda. Both of them told me, oh man, sorry, I'm not interested in the card. I'm like, dude, I just want some cash for it. I'll take, I'm not asking for comps. I said, make me an offer. In fact, I even verbally offered one of them to say, I'll take $400 for this card. Now, again, at this time, the raw comps were at for $800 to $900 for raw. So I'm basically offering, I'm saying to the local card store, how about $400? Now I would have taken less. I honestly would have taken less. I just wanted cash for the card. Just wanted to get rid of the card. Both of them told me no. You know what they both also told me? Hey, if you buy a top box of Chrome, you can use the UPC code in the receipt and send it into Topps. I'm like, yeah, I know I can. That's why I'm asking you to do it for me. But you're trying to get me to buy more of your product. Instead of, like I said, instead of being the local card store that I want you to be to help me, you're not. You're not helping me. I bet you could do that. Bunch of doubts that we could send. Probably send you. I know, and here's the thing. I agree with you, but I bet you they would have the local card store should be able to contact them and find out. I also know with Panini's at least going to give you equal value. They're going to either send you back the card. Now, I would assume Topps would. It's a great comment, Sense of Domino. Maybe they would screw you, but everybody in that I spoke to, both local card stores, agreed with me that, yeah, just send it back to Topps. They'll fix it for you, but nobody wanted to take on the time. That's really what it was. It was a time and money thing. No one wanted to take on the time it would take to do that, and I understand that. That's their choice. I wanted cash fast. They didn't want to do it. Now, to me, I would expect the local card store to do that for you. That's kind of something they would do. Now, I bring that up because when I went to the sports card show, I ran into one of the influencers, and we talked about it. What are you here for? I said, I'm trying to sell a card. And I showed it to him. He looks at the card, and he's asked me what I want for. I said, look, I'll be honest with you. I just want to get rid of the card. And he says, how much you want? I'll say, I will take 50% off recent raw comps because we talked about the damage on it. And he goes, really? So he looks at it, and he goes, trying to pull up comps. He talks to the guy in the booth, and they're looking it up, and he goes, recent comps, I think, was $675 or something like that. I said, fine, I'll take $300. He goes, 300? He goes, I'll give you 4. And he put $400 down. And I took the money. I said, no, I said 300. I only want 300. You have to take the other 100. And he goes, no, you take the 100. I said, no, you take the 100. And we fought for a minute, man. Like fists came up. We were gonna flip a coin to see who's gonna take that extra $100. It got that freaking crazy, man. And laughingly, I just said, you're just a better influencer than me. And he laughed back and I said, no, I'm not. And maybe he didn't say no, I'm not, because he is a better influencer than me. But my point is, I love this guy. He's a great person. And he got a great deal because he understood the story. I told him the whole story too. He goes, that's foolish. He goes, I'll take the card. He'll either get it graded. Maybe he's going to send it at the tops. I don't know. But I had a great time and I enjoyed doing the deal because I thought that's the fun of it, man. I got some money. He got some money. We're up front. We're transparent. It's what cards are supposed to be like. And it got me thinking when I was talking about that. I said, there's something missing in this card thing. Local card stores are obsolete. Let me say it again. Local card stores are obsolete. You are the Blockbuster of tomorrow. You need to change your business plan. It doesn't mean you won't be there. It doesn't mean there won't be something like you, but here's what needs to happen. Here's what needs to evolve. And I'm only going to touch on this a little bit because I want to cut the video off and I'm going to talk about something else. I'll talk about this more later, but credit unions. Back in the day, banks were created to save people money. They pulled their money together for safety and security, and also let the community leverage that money to build, expand, grow. Debt was actually a good thing in building small communities, and they created these credit unions at some point. A credit union was created. I'm not going to go into details of it, but I'm taking the idea of a credit union, not bank, because banks are very for profit, where credit unions are more for the community. Sports card credit union. We need communities to come together where maybe you have a leader in the community. Maybe you have a club, maybe like a Lions Club. You get 12, 20, 30 guys who like sports card, ladies or men, I shouldn't say guys, people together. And you get them to pull their money together in some way. Maybe it's a monthly subscription service. You elect a president, a vice president, a treasurer. You run it like a club. You could even find a location. Maybe you rent out at the school or whatever. You run a card store, card show. But as a club with this buying power consolidated, then you can go to Fanatics and buy on schedule in discount, right? So then you could say to Fanatics, hey, this club would like to buy football products coming up. And we'd like a case of this and a case of that and a case of that, 2 cases of this, and we'd like to do that. And you could buy and you'd be a club. And this way, as a club member, you'd know what's coming in, what your products are. The Fanatics would be able to deal with these clubs. They're consolidated buyers. The clubs could then do things like community buying and community trades, singles, grading services, whatever they want to do. Advising. The difference in this model, guys, and the thing I have a problem with is that individuals get corrupted. And the problem I said in the beginning of this is that the allocation, that disparity between who has what will create greed and issues. And then you have theft. But if you have a club, maybe a private club, or a membership, I think that can work. And I think it gives you the buying power in the community and everything you want to look, all the best things about the hobby in a club-like environment. So just think about that. Just think about that. Let me just share this with you. I do want to share a picture of the person I did the deal with. And I reluctantly do this. I say that because I really like this influencer a lot. And I think I would only drag this influencer down if this influencer and I were seen together. Huge fan, man. Chris Sewell, if you were there listening or watching, I am going to reach out to you, talk about the Collectors Club idea. And I really want to thank you, man, for the transaction at the CSA show. You made it smooth and easy. I know that card's going to the right place. I've known Chris for several years, met him back in 2020 online. Big fan of his channel, always been a big fan of his channel. He is the best content creator in the hobby. I stay away from him publicly because I feel like I'm so opposite of him. We both have the same goals. We want to make the hobby better. But I just, again, big fan, and I really enjoyed that deal. So, and like I said afterwards, Chris and I both laughed. We said, man, we should have made a video over this. It would have been great. And like, yeah, we got Ziggy and baseball card collector, investor, dealer, not in that or in that order, doing a big deal at the CSA show. So maybe next time we'll arrange that video in advance. We totally forgot to do that. Where did I just go? Oh, I just went, there I am. Hope guys, I'm dropping off. Have a great night. Hope you enjoyed the live tonight. Daily content tomorrow, probably be tomorrow evening, I'm feeling. And then we'll be getting back. Maybe we'll see what happens Monday, man. But I'm super excited. Daily content, more content coming every day. Guys, thank you very much for your support. Like, comment, subscribe. We get some contests going, get some stuff coming in here. Again, thank you. Man, thank you guys very much. Really appreciate it.